Good evening, G-Man Division 4 of Season 10. Welcome back to another action-packed episode of what happened last week, where there was plenty of drama. And as always, I am joined by none other than the Rat King himself, Crystal Hunter. Good evening, buddy. How are you?
Hello, G-Man Division 4. Good evening, Bernie. How are you?
Right, how am I? I'll tell you what, I'm going to get this off my chest, and I thought, everyone who knows me knows that I can moan like a bitch, and I'm going to have a little quickly moan before we go into all the good stuff, because this really hurt me a lot, right? People who know me know my nickname is the Crisp Monster, because all I eat is crisps. If I see a packet of crisps, I've got to eat them. It's like they're calling to me, eat me, Bernie, eat me. I went to Asda, or in America I think it's called Walmart, or whatever. I bought 4 bags. Yes, because I'll eat 4 bags of family-size salt and vinegar crisps. The ones I usually get, I couldn't get because he was out of stock. How dare they be out of stock? But it was out of stock, so I got the Asda one, right? Let me just see what they're called. Asda. Asda hand-cooked sea salt and cider vinegar flavoured crisps. So I'm thinking, you know what? They're about £1 cheaper. Yeah, why not? Open my first bag, right? Open my first bag. Tasted them. There wasn't salt and vinegar at all. There was ready fucking salted. If I wanted ready salted, I would have bought ready salted. So I'm like, oh my god, I bought this pack, 85 pence, 85 bloody pence. So I put them away. I thought, I can't be asked to go back to Asda. Got my second bag out, opened them. Guess what? Ready freaking salted again.
Yeah.
All bags are ready salted. And these put salt and vinegar, so I've got to take them all back, all 4 bags, and slam it on the customer's desk and say, what crap is this?
You have to think about it this way, Bernie. Like, at least you're saving up enough salt to play Blood Bowl again. Because
I know.
You have to,
I know. Yeah. But the funny thing was, I actually won a game of Blood Bowl today. With my Dark Elves, yeah. And I couldn't even be salty, because everything went right. You know when it's like a 2+ and I didn't roll a 1, or a 3+, 2+, and I didn't fail? It was like, oh my god, this must be how it feels to win the lottery, is what I was thinking. So yeah, I had no crisps, but because I'm the crisp monster, I did have a plan B: chili Doritos with sour cream chab dip. I still had them, and because I paid for the name, the brand of the Doritos, they wasn't ready salted. They was red hot chili. So yeah, so that's basically where I am. I'm drowning my sorrows on cherry coke, I'm
glad you're heavily supplying yourself for watching the recaps and that kind of thing, or the
I am absolutely. So so I thought, what better than for the people of Division 4 to share my pain. Oh, they can have great joy of seeing a console peasant suffer. Either way, I had to get off my chest. Anyway, more serious things. Me and the Rat King himself would like to thank everybody for all the positive feedback and we've received. It's very humbling, and it's really good that we're not fucking it up. Basically,
we kind of got in this division like late season, mid late season, and Bernie is quite experienced with streaming and YouTubing and that kind of thing. For me, it was the first actual YouTube thing I ever did, so I didn't know how people would react to it or respond to it, and I'm really glad about the positive feedback you guys have given us. So thanks for that. It's great to hear that we are doing things that entertain you guys.
And that's it, isn't it? I mean, like I said, we got this very late on. Obviously, anyone knows me, I am obviously a PS4 coach. Sorry, guys. So I don't really know many PC coaches. And obviously, like you said, it was your first rodeo sort of thing. But like I said, the feedback we've had back is brilliant. People I think appreciate that. We was given this division very late on, and it's a shame. We didn't get it obviously on week 1 because you're a great bunch of guys, and it's a shame that we've not got many weeks left with you now. It's quite sad, really. But,
But at least we can just put our full energy into these last weeks and just go for it.
Absolutely. So, thank you. And like I said, anything you don't like or do like I say, anything good or bad, let us both know. And, we'll try and improve it as we go along. Now, talking about improvements, we're going to try something. And now I'm going to call it techie. You lot won't call it techie, but because I'm a Dan, and so I'm going to try it. Now, this might go completely wrong. I've sort of convinced Rat King himself to just go along with me and, humor the old guy. And then, if it goes wrong, it's my fault. If it goes right, it was the Rat King's idea. I get that. I'm happy to take that. We obviously last week we talked about a few games. We got quite a good bit of feedback on that, and I was just thinking, is there any way we could sort of like go up to the next level? Now, I could have probably told the Rat King himself about a week ago, 3 days ago, 2 days ago about let's try this. But to be honest, it just came to me just before we went on air, and I said to obviously Rat King himself, I said, look, how about when we're talking about the game, we actually put the game on and freeze it at some key moments we can talk about, and we were like, after a bit of convincing and bribery and obviously and giving him a big wad of cash in a mansion, he decided to think it was a good idea. So
he's lying. I only got his Doritos, so.
So we had two games to we both watched the same game, so we both can have a debate. Now I know obviously whatever Rat King says is right and whatever I say is a lot of rubbish, but hey, you're gonna have to humour me because I have to have my say even if it's probably wrong. So the two games we decided to have a look at was the Badland Fairies, who have been in good form, against All Rats Must Die, who desperately needed the win. And this is the first game we're going to go to. And well, before I let you go on to you talk about it, I've got to get this out here now. These were some of the worst dice I have seen in a long time that the Rats got. It was heartbreaking. The amount of double ones, the ones, whatever you want to. Oh, it was horrific, absolutely horrific. So
yeah. It wasn't one of the luckiest games, but I think it's one of those games where a good coach can show that even with bad dice, you can always put a good result in there. Yeah. We're not going to talk too much about the results yet. I don't know if they already saw it or not.
Right. Well, I'm sure they have because I was on the schedule. So I think it was. Okay. I must have done, yeah. So it was 2-2 anyway. They know. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I was thinking of going Rats instead of Chorfs, and I saw the best and the worst things of them, because one was going, oh no, I knew it should have been Rats, and then they lost a few players, and it was like, yeah, that's why I'm not Rats.
Well, this is something I can really talk about, because you most of the people see the easy games of the Reds and they just go through it and they just make a big score fest, and that's what the Reds are known about. But you also oftentimes have these kind of games where it just crashes all down, and it you really have to fight against the dice to get something out of it. And this is one typical game that goes like that. There are some interesting things about it, and we'll talk about it as the game progresses. First thing I would like to point out is the mercenary you took, Glart. Yeah. So this was actually a good choice for this matchup because of the all around armor 9 in there, and he's basically my favorite mercenary of the Skaven team. So was expecting a lot from him.
Right. Okay. I've just paused it on turn 2, the start of turn 2 from the Rats. How are we pronouncing the coach's name? Because obviously, is it Saitalan?
I think it's Saitalan, yeah.
Bloody hell, that was pretty good. I ain't gonna mention that again. I'll marry it next time. So I've just paused it on the Rats turn 2. So they've had a bad start. They had 2 injuries. A their player's gone, and Key, the mighty blow, execution in France, he's gone, only badly hurt, and the kicker's been knocked out. Now, this is when he uses the wizard. Yeah. Now I'm gonna tell. I've paused it just before I use the wizard. Now you tell me. Well, did you like the wizard? Yes, no, one, why?
I'm not saying I'm not saying I like it. I'm not saying I don't like it. It's a bit of a difficult thing to say. But what you see, the whole situation here is that the Orcs already had removed 3 players, so it was like 8 versus 11. It was looking really bad for the Reds during that drive. So the coach has to make a decision. He needs to think about, okay, do I want to turn this drive around, or do I want to wait with the Wizards and use it in the next drive, hopefully getting another chance to use it again? and that's a really difficult question to ask if you're behind that early. So I don't totally like the wizard there, but from his position I can understand it.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a neutral answer. Sorry for that, but it is a bit of a weird situation here.
Right. So before I show the obviously the wizard go, I mean he obviously uses a fireball. My reaction was that if we look at the position of where his rats are to where he's going to use his fireball, I just didn't like it. I mean I'm not a rat player, so he won't take notice of what I think, but I really didn't like this. I was like, no. And the only thing I could understand why he used the fireball there was because he already lost 3 plays. He's already down 3. 3, and he thought this might be the best chance I'm going to get getting the ball loose. But if I'm looking on my screen, I've got a Stone Venom, I've got a Lamb Rat to the left. He's got runners in an okay position, but they're not great. And I just didn't like it. But I'm going to just press play, and let's see the fireball come. Hopefully, here it is. Boom. Now, the fireball's not bad, because it takes down the troll, it takes down the Black Oak, it takes down the ball carrier who gets stunned. He then gets unlucky because the blitz actually catches the ball, doesn't he? But there's a lot of traffic there where he got a really good fireball off, to be fair to him. But even now, it's not a perfect. It's still going to be hard for him to get the ball, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Like it is a hard position to get the ball from. But then again, like it's a target on 5 people or 5 orcs in this situation. Yeah, I'm not saying I like it, but it's understandable, and I think like the position he got with the blitzer catching this ball, I think he can actually blitz it quite easily. And then the big question is, okay, how do I get to that ball? That's true. Yeah. So it is something. It looks like a little bit like well, do first and think later. But sometimes you are in that position where you don't have the luxury to plan everything out. And this is one of those situations, I think.
Yeah, because I mean, like I said, he's lucky and he's unlucky because if he gets a decent fireball, he gets the ball carried down, but then he's unlucky that the ball scatters to the blitzer and the blitzer catches it. But like you said, he does have the strip baller coming in there, and as we'll see, he comes in, he blitzes, gets his dauntless off, he gets the pow, he pushes obviously the blitz in the right place. The ball wasn't the best scatter for him. But then this is what I like. He brings Glart round to try and obviously block off the Black Hawks, and he does the same. He puts his gutter runner through there as well. What I like, and then here comes his superstar agility 5 piece with all this speed. Comes right in, uses his short, he gets in there on a 2+, and I love this. He throws the ball. And he just and then
so excited.
Yeah, and then I'm like, oh, hang on, Bernie, you're wrong. It was a great. It was a great fireball. I totally take it back. And I just presumed that obviously the Rats were gonna score, but obviously it didn't happen like that. But
no.
It's one of those things, I guess. But I just thought it was a high risk wizard, and a lot had to go right. And to be honest, the only issue to me is when you use a wizard is, can you get who's going to get the ball? Can you make the ball safe afterwards? And that was the problem. He couldn't make the ball safe, but he did the next best thing. Now the next thing, I looked to how the orc player. Let's see if I can switch to the orc view a minute. And I thought, oh wow, what a really smart play from Power here. It got it so it could get a chain push. And I thought he was going to let's see if he'll let me. I think I might have gone past actually. I thought he was going to chain push his Orc Blitzer out, but in the end he doesn't. He actually goes another way. There's one on the floor. And I thought, oh, well, he's obviously going to do that. But it's just a mess, isn't it? And I honestly thought, looking at this, it was going to be 1-0 to the Rats. I really did, because
yeah, it's really hard to recover from a wizard like that and a punt like that. So I can understand why it got left in such a mess. But yeah, at least he picked up the ball, and he could hope for some miracle to happen basically, and some bad luck for the Reds, and then he can just push onward again.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the only thing you can do in that situation, being the orcs, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, but I mean, unfortunately, the rats rolled a lot of ones, didn't they? Oh man, it was just. I mean, did you like that one die blitz with Franz Maria? Where he rolled skull and skull, because that's basically what he does. He would have freed up the stone vermin, and then obviously there's a gutter free as well if need be. But he goes for the one die and block and rolls double skulls. What's unfortunate.
Well, I'm trying to take a look at it. It's kind of hard to make a 2-die with it without investing the gutter runner on the left side.
Yeah.
And you kind of want to have to get gutter runner for the pickup. So you could argue that it's a little bit greedy, of course. But then again, if he gets a push, he gets a really easy blitz on the ball carrier there. So I understand it.
Yeah, I do. I just thought he was really unlucky, because I was looking when I went back and played this, I was thinking, oh, maybe he could get scared witness through there, but then I thought, oh, it's a bit risky, and I thought it was the right call, and he just got unlucky, and it was one of those things, wasn't it? It was he did get a lot of bad dice.
Of course, when that happened, when the double score happened, this called for total breakdown of his team, of course, because everything was based. It was going to end up as a total mess. But sometimes you have to invest like that.
Yeah, because majority of the time that's going to come off, because all you really need is like some sort of push, and you get a push, then you're all right. And the thing was, he was 4 players down. He had 3 injured, 1 KO'd, so he's running out of numbers. And like I said, if he'd got pushed there, he could have done some positive things and maybe got it done. But it was one of those. I mean, I just felt sorry for him, to be honest. I just thought every time he tried something, it just, I don't know, it just didn't work for him, did it?
Well, yeah, we'll get to that in a later point as well when we see some more actions from him. But like, yeah, it game basically went down to that. Like, he was really fighting the dice, and last week, I did say some stuff about him undercommitting about on the ball carrier with the match before that. This week he has been doing really well. I was really impressed about how he played this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see more of that during the replay, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, 10-4. This is right. 10-4. He obviously, the troll goes stupid, right? I get that. 10-4. He basically lets the learner have a 1-die blitz on the ball. It's a ballsy move because it's his first action that the rats are doing, and it's a learner, so it's very risky. But should the rats ever would have got 1 die on the ball there?
No, you should have he should have totally GFI'd with that thrower. Like if he did a GFI with that thrower to mark the loner there, it would have been a dodge and a 1D. Which makes it a bit harder, but if he fails the dodge, he won't reroll because of the loner. So you're basically in a golden position there.
Yeah, I mean the loner got both down, so obviously that's no good to him. So he did re-roll the dice, and it did work, and he did come to a pow. I was like, wow, that's such huge. The loner actually works. I'm thinking, this is it. The rats are now gonna get the ball, and that'll be it. And obviously, here we go. He's already had bad dice. He gets his gutter runner ready, saying, "Give me the ball. Let's take a TD." Agility 5 superstar, never fails anything. Comes in, goes dodge. Oh, hang on, it's dodge, no problem. Picks the ball up, perfect, and then fails the GFI.
Yeah. I was at that moment at this turn. I was watching the game with a smile on my face because I was there was so much happening on the field there. Like there was so much going on with the loner, with the whole thing with the red picking it up, and then that failed GFI. As a neutral spectator, this was a really entertaining part of the game.
It was, because it was awkward for me, because obviously I've always, in the 20 odd years I've played Blood Bowl, I've always been a big Orc fan. So obviously I always liked cheering the Orcs, but at the same time I knew that obviously am I allowed to say it meant more to Cy Talon because he had a chance to make the playoffs? And I was like, I could see what he was doing, and then I was like, oh my god, it just wasn't working, was it? It was just
he was playing his heart out.
He was.
Yeah, totally.
And poor old Poward, I know how well that feels. He's just trying to get hold of the ball and trying to make the ball safe with all these rats. And he must be thinking, Craig, I've got 4 rats off the pitch already, and they're still coming at me. You know, it's like, oh my God, I've got to get rid of these rats. And, you know, it was great the way... it was just a really good game to watch, and there's a lot of twists and turns. And I was just thinking, oh, whatever next. I mean, I don't really think much... After that, I don't really think there's much what happens apart from obviously Judge Alice, the blitzer. He actually does score. Sorry, does score. Yeah. He actually injures the Blodge Lano. So I'm just gonna go. Obviously, well, there's again a skull again from Judge Alice there on the Blackhawk. But I'm gonna go. Obviously, we're not gonna go through all the game, obviously, because I'll take ridiculous long. So I'm gonna go to. Let's have a look. Go to 10-8. Obviously, the Orcs score. Huzzah! Orcs 1-0 up, and then it's down to the big boy, innit? The 1-10er, Boat Witness. All I want to ask you, I don't know if you can fast forward to it as well, is the defense setup from the Orcs. Was that the best he could do? And my bloody... Because he goes... Oh, God. You can tell I'm a bloody peasant newbie. Oh, my word. What's going on with this camera? Let me just see if I can get on again.
I would almost say, well, maybe I would have moved the tackler 1 square forward, but that's about it. Like,
yeah, because obviously that was. In fact, I would have, for all of that, I'd have bumped them all up, because obviously I think it's clever what he did, because obviously it's going to be an agility foul piece what gets the ball. So obviously, to me, all the Orcs just needs to be moved up 1. Would you say that was about right? I mean, there's not really much you can really do. I mean, I don't mind this setup. I mean, obviously others might say otherwise. I don't know, but let's have a look if I can go to the thingy view. But this is what's so frustrating about rats. The Orcs have had to fight tooth and nail to get their touchdown. 8 turns it took them. 8 turns, and then the rats can do this.
But this is also the most ridiculous one-turner gutter runner you can find, basically, like a plus edgy.
How big was that security gate though? Bloody hell, pitch invasion. We're not having any of that. Not at this ground. You know, so usually, you know, there's.
I think in this situation, like, you would have wanted the pitch invasion, you know, as the Orc team, hopefully getting the
maybe. See, I was thinking either way. I was thinking to make more holes in it, but no, obviously not. And I like how we put the Orc blitzers the 2 we tackle on the side, so at least, you know, it took away, you know, the free dodge rerolls. I thought, apart from they should have all been moved up 1 square, in my humble opinion, everything Kelsey did was right. This is what I would have done. And then obviously I'm watching it. The Shofi kicks in, and then he fails his dodge, and I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna roll more 1s. No way is he going to roll 1s. Luckily, he doesn't roll another 1, and they get the equaliser, and it was like, sort of, I felt sorry for the Orcs, but at the same time, he was probably due some luck.
Well, and it got the game more exciting even than it was when it would have been 1-0. So, yeah, I kind of enjoyed that the 1-turner happened, and it was still looking really hard for the Reds, of course, because they only had like 7 players left on the field versus 11. This is not the situation you want to be in as Skaven, even after the first half. This is horrible.
I mean, I sort of understood, you know, that the Reds might want to try and score pretty quickly if you know, if they wanted to. Let's see where on here.
Again. So here in the second half, and I don't know how fast forward you're forward.
The Orcs have just set up. So now we're going to the Rats.
So you're gonna look at a very interesting kickoff event here, and the kickoff event actually puts him in the driver's seat of making this really good play for him to secure a touchdown.
See, I disagree with this. I really strongly disagree with this. This was what. It was like a drop mic moment for me. It was the only thing out the full game I really hated from the Rats, and we'll both discuss it in a minute. So it gets the square, brilliant for the Rats. I mean, this is huge for the Rats.
So he moves away the players from the line of scrimmage. That's the key point here. Like moving away the marked players. gives him two extra free players to mess around with.
Yep.
And Glart has Juggernaut, so even with Stand Firm,
Yep.
the Black Orc can't really keep his ground. So it's
brilliant.
Looking really good for the Reds here to just clean off and create a score here.
Absolutely brilliant player.
Then I have to wonder, what didn't you like about it?
Well, I'm hoping I didn't get it wrong. So I could have possibly got this wrong, but I did double check it. Right, so he passes it, no problem. I got no issue with this at all. So obviously he's getting everything in position. The blitzer gets himself trying to cover off that side of the pitch, and obviously his kicker's doing the other side of the pitch. Everything's fine so far. The gut runner goes through, not a problem. Goes through, fine. And then this is what I don't like. This learner comes through, no problem, and he parks him right there. Right now, unless I've lost the plot completely. And you, unless, you see it.
I just see
it. Did you miss this in the review? Did the Rat King miss this? Surely the console peasant didn't see something what the Rat King didn't. So as you can see, I'm like, you did GFI, and I couldn't stand because it's a loner, so I sort of get that. But to me, you had to, because I'm like, right, you have messed this up big time, because what's going to happen now is this blitz is going to make a 3+2+, what is an 8 with a reroll is 83.3% success rate, and he's going to hopefully get the ball off you. And two, it could actually injure your star player. So unless anyone can say it was different, it's a 3+2+. And I was just expecting, oh man, you've made an error. You haven't seen it, or there's an error. And I was just expecting, unless he rolls bad dice here, this gutter runner was going to get clobbered, absolutely clobbered. And I've got to admit, I don't know what to say. He was the only player I didn't like the Rats player all the time. And I don't know why the Orcs didn't take this. It was like a gift.
I don't know either.
It was Rats with a bow tie.
I don't know. To be fair, I don't know either. I thought the screen was more closed off like that, and now that I see it, he should have the Orc team should have totally gone for it, because this is just a 1 of 36 to score basically.
Yeah, and ironically, if you're one of those who believes that the dice are all queued up, I did actually see what the next dice were, and it was a pow and a push. So obviously the pow, some people say, is at a 6, and I don't know what push is, but it's more than a 2 or more. So he would have actually dodged and did the GFI, and then the next 2 dice, one of them was a dodge pow, and he had tackle.
Wow.
So he would have knocked him down.
Let's not look at it that way. It's a 67% chance into 83% to make sure that he doesn't score and have the ball. So that's the thing. That's the most important here. And I think I think she should have gone for it. It's that simple. I think he totally should have gone for that. No matter what the result of the dice afterwards would have been,
And then the poor Rats bear another reroll because they roll another 1. And I was like, every time I saw them roll, I was like, oh my god, please not a double 1 for the poor lads. And they rolled the 1, and that to me was the main sort of thing in that half, because the rest of it goes pretty standard in my opinion. I don't know.
Trust me, Side here was probably exhaling a sigh of relief there, because he was like, oh my god, I just scored with 7 players, regardless of the situation that he had to win this game. He was just really happy to score that touchdown.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's the right player, because obviously he was down on numbers. He's probably looking, you know what, I'm Rats, I take the 2-1, put the pressure back on him, and obviously with my really good players, like obviously the Dauntless wrestle strip ball piece, that's obviously gonna give me a good chance to try and maybe get the ball back as well. So, like I say, I thought both coaches played very well. I suppose I'm just a bit more sympathetic to the Rats because of the dice they rolled. But I just saw that, and I was like, oh my god, the Orcs are going to punish him. And he was his best player. I thought, oh my god, he could lose his best player here. Because not only did I have Mighty Blow and Tackle, it had Pile On as well. So if he really wanted to try and wreck that piece, he could have done. But he got the 2-1, and then obviously it went from there. There really wasn't much else what happened.
It was just a fight back for the Orcs, and just keeping it together and solidly getting the equalizer.
Yeah. some look, see if I can. Don't think there's anything else. But we just thought, you know what, we while we're talking through it, we'd show you what on the pitch what we was talking about. I mean, I hope that people don't think it's a bit negative. I mean, last week obviously was a bit more positive, but I think we just wanted to point out what we thought was a bit, you know, and like I said, the Rat King didn't even see that 3+ dodge, so don't no one feel bad about that, you know.
I think both coaches played fairly well as well. I think Power played fairly well. I think Saitalan, with the numbers that he had, like being down 3 players from the start, did an amazing job to draw that. So it's not something that I would point out negatively at all. It's been a great game.
Yeah, I mean, and that's basically, isn't it? We're just trying to point out things. The only last thing I want to point out with is, I don't know if it's actually this setup here, but the Orcs do actually do a very loosened cage, was always very dangerous against Rats. He could have got it to a -3 in cage dab, but he let him have a -2. Ironically, he failed the -2, but then the next turn he went into a -3 cage dab, and actually the gutter runner with Donald's got him, but he obviously failed the but yeah, I like I say, I thought it was a good game, and it really was exciting to watch. I was really glad you picked this game for us to watch, because I thought it was like a really exciting game.
Definitely. I think that the Orc team felt quite secure at the end as well, with the Orc thrower being there with sure hands and block and that kind of thing, so the strip ball didn't do much.
I think the other thing we got to watch out for, though, is like, for the Orcs, they've really got not much to play for. So if he wants to like try and look after his players or develop them, and maybe that's why he didn't go for the dodge. He might have thought, you know what, I don't want to like, you know, fail a dodge and injure my player. So he could play this completely different to where the Rats really need to win, didn't they? You know, so you got to look at the thought process as well.
Well, yeah, true, but this is why they have to listen less to you with the whole SPP farming thing, and they have to just win the games.
Well, if they go your way, they'll be bloody dead. If they go your way, I'm sure he doesn't want to see his Orcs. I mean, to be fair, I was obviously saying he should have dodged.
It would be enjoyable for the rest of the division to see that.
Oh, yeah, but I try and be nice. You're just evil. You're pure evil, because you're thinking long term. You're Rats thinking, I don't want to be facing them if I go into their division. Let's get them killed now. I know your thing. But I thought it was a really enjoyable game. I really did like it, and I always loved the Orcs, and there's battling away, and these Rats were doing their sneaky rat stuff as always. And like I said, there's very little. I was just screaming, dodge and blitz that Governor 10 and I thought, but hey, it is what it is, isn't it? But it was a good game, so there you go. There was another game we did have. There is another game we did have a look at. I'm not going to put it on the video because obviously otherwise we'll be here all the time. So my apologies, but we will talk through it. This is one obviously you've got a lot to talk about. The Lizard Blizzard and the Imperishable 4. I'll let you talk about this because you obviously feel strongly about this game more than I do. Bearing in mind, I play on the console, so anything goes for me. But go on.
Let me just say up front, like this was a match between Gman Div and the Imperishable 4 coach. I'm kind of lost in it. Fernlo, there we go. Fernlo, the coach.
Mm-hmm.
They both are really good coaches. I think they probably got into. It's not easy to get into Division 4 at Rebbl just to get there. So I was like, well, yeah. Just despite that, I was looking at the game and I was like, what kind of mess is this? You know, just to be fairly honest, because like I saw this blitz coming up at the start of the game for the Camry team.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I saw was, well, the first thing you need to do, like if you have a blitz, you got to take zones and you got to take some position, make it hard for the opponent to get anywhere. And he was just not basing up with his Tomb Guardians to the Sauruses. He was just keeping them at a distance. And at the same time, he was just giving him a lot of free space, a lot of movement. Didn't like that at the start. And of course, Gman Div took advantage of this. It picked up the ball and went on with it. And then you saw the second turn. You saw which I really liked, the break tackle blitz with one of the Tomb Guardians into the cage. So a cage dive with break tackle with a Tomb Guardian, and he actually got the skink down that was carrying the ball. And he was just moving in and making it harder for Gman Rick. And then suddenly Gman Rick decided to immediately pick up the ball. Like the first action, boom, pick up ball. Instead of just blocking a little bit and trying to secure the ball more, he immediately went for the pickup, and he failed that pickup. And I was like, oh man, this is gonna be such a mess.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, I mean, he was a 3+ with a reroll. I mean,
Yeah.
I was more surprised with the break tackle, because obviously it wasn't a proper cage either, so it was only 3+ dodge you needed with a reroll. So obviously it was a very good chance it was gonna.
But it's a 3 at that situation. It's when you're not doing anything else and the ball is just laying there all open. It's just a 3+ with a reroll that might lose you the game.
Yeah, I mean, I would have. I mean, obviously, he could have. I think, I don't know if it was a block or a blitz with the Soros, or would have freed up 2 of the skinks, so he could have given himself more protection.
Yeah.
And I was surprised he went for the ball first, but I do believe. I mean, when I play, I always fear the worst, but I speak to a lot of PC coaches. They're very, very confident, so they're like, you know what, 3+ with a bloody reroll, no problemo. And and obviously, like I said, the break tackle guy was a 3+, and he got it no problem. So majority of the time it's going to work. Unfortunately, it didn't this time. But yeah, so yeah, what happened then? I mean, he basically failed the pickup, and then it was his advantage camera again, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was one big scramble for the ball and that kind of thing. And then at one certain point on turn 4, turn 5, I don't know the exact turn, but you saw the Camry actually being in a really good position to get the ball and steal a score there on the drive from Gman Rick. And then he decided to do a dodge with break tackle. Well, a skink with diving tackle was next to a Tomb Guardian. He wanted to dodge with the Tomb Guardian.
Do you think he might not have seen it?
Yeah, I think he did. He didn't see it because it was his first action, but it was such a big impact on that turn and that action that the lizard could just pick up the ball and just fix it, the whole mistake he made. Just correct it and just score. So like he could have totally like won the game or at worst like screw his own drive up and equalize the game. But
again,
that moment was so vital.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but again, break tackle, obviously, strength 5 is agility 5, basically. So, again, it's a 3+, if I've got my maths right, with a reroll. So, yeah,
that's the thing we're talking about again. Like, it's a 3+ with a reroll to lose the game. That's not something you do at the start. It's something you need to think about. And first do other stuff before you actually commit to that kind of thing.
I can't believe I'm getting a rat coach who throws everything in red dials and all that stuff, and don't worry, just get your best player and pile him into a cage. Don't worry about it. And you're having palpitations. Well, actually, a 3+ reroll, that's a bit risky.
Yeah. But that's a different story, and I'll tell you why. When I do a 2D uphill, or when I do a 1D or whatever, when I do something risky, I think about a minute, maybe a minute, something like that, to look at my position and see, like, is it actually worth it to do it at this moment? And if I like my position, and if I think like, well, if it fails, I'm not going to get too much damage by it, then it's okay. I'm just going to do that roll. If I have to do some preparation before it to minimize the damage that I take from that 2D uphill or anything, I'm first going to do that preparation.
Yeah, I can understand where you're coming from. I mean, I'm just thinking maybe thought, you know what, I can't really react to it until I've done this. I mean, as we found out, he did fail that 3+, and as soon as he failed that drive was over. The skink clung to pick the ball up. That was
by the way,
I
remember he was dodging into one tackle zone, so it wasn't a 3+.
Oh, was it?
A 4+.
4+.
So yeah,
even worse.
It's even worse. So like, I was like watching that game and I was getting like chills running down my spine about how this was going down. They are obviously like good coaches, but it wasn't. I'm just going to be fair and say it wasn't the best performance they showed during this season. I think they can do way better than what we've seen in this match.
I mean, the thing is, though, I mean, like we all have games like this. I have plenty of games. I mean, I could put on the video now and rip into a lot of my gameplay. You know, it's one of those things. And the thing is, as well, sometimes, I mean, obviously, again, you know, I know I'm using this as an excuse a lot, but the Khemri guy, he hasn't really got nothing to lose. You know, he can get into the playoffs. He can have a bit of fun, try a few things out, get some level ups and all that. So I'm trying to think. Really, his mindset might be, well, let's see what we can do. It's not all. I mean, I know you don't like it, but he might not be as focused. He may have missed a diving tackle. We don't know. We're only guessing. But one positive from the Khemri side was, apart from a few injuries they did, was their bloody killer. He had an amazing game, 11 XP, and he actually got killed. He got killed, and he came back alive. What I thought was the most huge thing in the game. I think he just like 3 Saurus.
I think he was totally happy to see him stay alive at least.
I was like, sure. I almost wept when I saw the death. Because I was like, oh, is he going to follow up here? And he did, and then he got obviously splattered by their killer. And when I saw the dead, I was like, oh no, because he'd already lost his other Khemri blitzer.
But that's the thing. That's the thing that kind of breaks me here. Like the list is obviously like win the game 1-0, and that's all good. And he's now into the almost sure to get into the playoffs. You know, that's all fine. But if I see what the Khemri team did there and what kind of damage he did and how the game went down. He shouldn't have gotten away with the win there. He could have gotten a draw or even win that game. The Khemri team could have won that game, you know.
Well,
so like,
yeah,
I mean, it gives me. I mean, I like Gman as well. It's a good guy, but it gives me a bit of a feeling like, well, this could have gone so much differently than what we saw in that match.
Yeah, I mean, the ironic thing is the second half. I thought Gman and Rick did really well defensively with what he had. Yeah. I was really impressed with his defense. I think the Khemri. I tell you what was interesting with the Khemri. I don't know if he forgot to put him on, but he left one of his throw-rows on the bench. One of his agility 3 throw-rows was left on the bench, and I didn't know if that was some sort of really like Bill Belichick sort of skills. And he left him on there. I mean, I've done it myself. I've had star players left on there before, so it's not criticism. I was just interested to see why he'd left him off there, because that made him more one-dimensional, because he only had the one agility piece on there. And ironically, and this is, you know, what people probably won't know is the Skinks did a really good thing, but on 10-16, the Khemri needed a JFI to draw. And it done 6 GFRs beforehand, and they all succeeded. And the last one, the one he couldn't afford to fail, rolled a 1. And sadly, you know,
this is the most deserved tripwire I've ever seen, and I'll tell you why.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah. Well, like the whole situation was there where he was trying to push in from turn 13 or 14 into. Gman elf screening the whole field with his skinks basically. So like instead of going in there and actually chasing the skinks down and pushing forward, he just took some other quite unimportant blocks, and he didn't really press forward the way I would have wanted to see. And he just kept him into a position, or his ball carrier into a position where he was quite far away from the touchdown line. And he got himself into a lot of trouble by doing it that way, and in the end he had to make a 4+ dodge, a 3+ dodge, and then a GFI to score. That was the end situation. That's not a good situation to be in if you had so many chances to back up the Skinks even further. I kind of feel the tripwire. I'm sorry to say this to Fernlo, but I kind of feel the tripwire was deserved at that point.
I can see where you're coming from. I still think he was a bit limited because he only had the one throw around the pitch. But yeah, I saw that. But I don't know. It's always you feel sorry for the guy who obviously gets the draw if he rolls a 2+ and it fails. Yeah, he did do the 4+ and the 3+. I get that. But it was a funny game, really. I mean, I was really excited to see how the Khemri did, because obviously the Khemri have been doing really, really well. You know, and the thing is as well is that them Tomb Guardians weren't too great, was they? And obviously he'd lost his Blitzra. And I thought in a lot of the things he did, Thenlo was really good. It was just a few key things. And that's the reason why Jermaine Rick's top is you do a little bit of an error and he'll punish you for it. And that's basically the way I saw the game.
But at the same time, and I just want to say it, like if Gman Rick is almost 100% sure to get into the playoffs, right?
He is probably now, yeah.
A little bit soon, but like he's almost 100% sure. If you're getting into the playoffs and you want to get far in those playoffs, you got to play better than this. If you play better than this, yeah, then you really got a chance. But if this happens during playoffs, I think there's also plenty of coaches that will heavily punish this, and this kind of situations could get you out of there. So he has to pick it up. I do want him to get far. That's why I'm saying it. Like I do want him to get really far. I do want him to succeed. Just like I want the other Division 4 guy to succeed, because like
Jimmy.
Basically,
you
probably Jimmy.
Name. Don't forget Jimmy's name.
No, probably Jimmy. But like, since we're recapping all of these, I'm kind of growing hard for these guys. You know, I kind of want them to really get far, and I want them to succeed and go for it. But like, Gman Rick really has to up his performance from here on out. In my opinion. So I hope he takes that advice as constructive advice, constructive criticism, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I hope to see a better game from him next week.
Yeah.
And basically same for Turnlow, of course. But yeah, Turnlow is not really into a playoff position, so yeah, you can also go for the SPP, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think the Blizzard played that bad. I was impressed with his defense second half. I was really impressed with that. First half, I appreciate that break tackle blitz, 3-die blitz on his ball carrier is probably the thing I didn't really like. I can see your point of view, and I can sympathise on the 3+ pick up with a reroll first. I sort of get that. It's unlucky that he didn't pick the ball up. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, if we go by your point of view that he didn't play very well, but the thing is, the sign of good players and good teams is the win, even when they're not playing at the best, and that's what
the most
did.
Important thing.
And he's going to play a lot better than this, and he's going to probably play a lot better than he has today, and he's going to lose. So you know, it was he needed the win, he got the win. It doesn't matter how he got it, I guess. He won. And, you know, he got through and it was a 1-0. And, you know, I suppose for the likes of or Rasmus Stein, that they'll be gutted because obviously it's like, oh my God, a 2+. And it would have been a draw and that would have put me right in the mix of it. But, you know, it is what it is. So the Blizzards get it done 1-0. So congratulations to them.
Totally.
But he did make, as we'll have a look at the teams later on, the Khemri did make a right mess of the Lizards, but we'll have a look at it later. Victims of the Sun. He's been on top form, this guy, and he put the final nail in the coffin of Tall Dwarfs with no AV chances of making the playoffs. 17 armor breaks.
Not only that, but have you noticed what happened during the game as well? We got a message from in the Discord channel from one of the coaches saying that the Yeti also has died from Tall with no AV. And yeah, it's you know, you're working your whole season to build up, and then you see something like that happen, and Yeti is of course an incredibly expensive player. It just breaks your heart. I really feel for that happening to him. It's just horrible.
And all the Chorf players are in rejoicing because there's no claw. Yay! But no, I mean, yeah, it is terrible. And the thing is as well is like people going about the bash teams and all that, and we know about they're all scary and they all ruin the game, blah blah blah. But when you do lose pieces, what are quite well developed, they take a long time to get back to that sort of level where like a gutter runner or a war dancer or anything like that, they could get pretty much useful after a few skills pretty quickly. So it always seems, in my humble opinion anyway, maybe I'm just being biased, but I think Bash teams always feel the loss more because it takes them a long time to get them to get them replaced. But yeah, I mean, like I said, he got another win. As I said, I expect the Bretonians to go through the rest of the season undefeated. I think they'll win all of them. And another impressive performance. I suppose he'll be just a bit annoyed that they couldn't have got this momentum going a bit early, because if they did, they would have been up there, wouldn't they? They'd have been up there trying to get played.
It was a shame that he lost his first 4 games. First 4 games wasn't it, right?
It's something like that. It was horrendous. It was horrendous start. But he got it done. Like I say, I mean two kills he did. The Norse killed one of his, but oh man, that was horrific. And again, Victim of the Sun, good for next season. A lot of nice XP coming through as well. God, how much did they get there? 19 XP they got from that game. And 15 for the dwarfs, for the Norse as well. So it was, oh man, like I say, it's over for the Norse now. Their love affair of trying to make the playoffs is gone, unfortunately. And just to add into, like I said, the loss to Yeti as well. So that is a crying shame. But hopefully he'll bounce back next. I mean, you may be able to get one in the market. Who knows? Right then, Team Fantastic against Mad Commando. Well, they just keep going on the roll, don't they? Another nice casual 20 armor breaks for Team Fantastic. I really wanted to see this game. Didn't get to see it. My apologies, but for all the strength and all the stuff Team Fantastic got, they threw 48 blocks and only 2 KOs, compared to Mad Commando's Nagel, what did 34 blocks, 3 KOs, 3 injuries. I think obviously.
This is the surprising thing, like if you look at those stats,
yep,
and you see the injuries inflicted and you see KOs inflicted, you will be like, okay, Beshi versus Beshi team. Mm-hmm. This is a win for Mad Commando. But the special thing here is that, like, of course, Jimmy is also a really good coach.
Yep.
Next to that, but like the team he has, like, it's such a strong team, like with all the strength 4 and all the strength around, that he can still like bounce back and get the touchdowns in, because his team is creating, his strength is creating such a lot of space around the field that it's really hard to play against him.
I didn't see the games. The way I'm guessing the game went is that although he was outcast, shall we say, I think maybe Jimmy outcoached him, because looking at it, he got the more blocks in 48 blocks to 34. So he obviously got the better of them. He had the ball 68%, so he was controlling the possession for most of the game compared to Mad Commando's 31. So I'm sort of guessing, like, maybe although he lost the Kaz war, maybe Jimmy's experience and class got him through. I mean, I'm trying not to be disrespectful to his opponent, but obviously I've seen Jimmy play.
Well, yeah.
And he's been in good form with his team. And like I said, because it's such a good team, he's obviously full of confidence that the team can get the job done.
Yeah. I think it's a bit of a mix of both. I'm not sure either, because I haven't watched it either.
I didn't. But that's what I'm looking at, the stats and the way I know Jimmy plays and how he likes to control and controls games very well. That even though he got out bashed, he still had enough firepower to get the game done. And like I say, he does have a deep bench as well, so obviously that will have helped. So, but yeah, Jimmy gets it done, and like I say, Jimmy and Hermana Rick, all they need is a point, or if all Rasmus die drop any points, then they're through anyway. So, but there is a seed in there, isn't there? So it's important, because if you finish top, you'll get allegedly a slightly easier first round or something, won't you? So there's still that to play for, but hey, we'll see. The best game, and I saw this game, Philbo's Fighting Fists versus Hollywood Martial Law. Philbo's lads came up, they realised it was Chuck Norris and just put in the white flag, and Chuck Norris won again. Another win. I mean, that's that's just the way it is. It was like they didn't want out to do with it, and that was very well played from Vilbo.
That's what Chuck Norris does. He makes people concede, you know.
So what's that? 2 wins and a draw since he's decided to be by himself. So I'm sure.
I think that the attention we paid to Chuck Norris has inspired him to do well in the league at the moment. So that's the whole thing.
I think the other guys were just weighing him down. To be fair, the Bruce Lees and all that, they was trying to get on his patch, and he's like, look, I don't need all these guys, these wannabes. Just let me have it. Give me some chumps, like some extras in a martial art movie. We're gonna die anyway, and let me just do my thing. And like I say, two wins and a draw. Now this team didn't even turn up to play him. So it just shows you how good he is. The rumour basically is, he's come out and said that unfortunately the Hollywood martial laws, aka Chuck Norris's team, will retire this season. Something about they can't afford him anymore, and he will be put on the transfer market for any other Kislev player. Any other Kislev coach who wants him. But I think he'll only go to somebody if they sack the rest of the team. What to me is a fair enough request. So obviously, unfortunately, Chuck is going to probably leave, but hopefully someone will pick him up. Hopefully. Next game, I was very disappointed. Whiskey Galore versus Firestars, Chaos versus Chaos, death, murder, everything like that I was expecting, and we got 3 KOs apiece. No injuries, no deaths, nothing, nada, zero, nothing. I mean, come on, seriously, you're supposed to be Chaos, and between you couldn't get 1 injury.
So this is the funny thing, right? Like, Firestars just committed like almost double the blocks succeeded compared to Whiskey Galore, and they both had the same KOs, but they also both had the exact same armor breaks, like both 9 armor breaks.
Yeah,
it's quite funny. So yeah, I think Firestars was a little bit unlucky there with the armor dice.
Yeah, I mean, bless him. He did Discord me and told me what happened in the game, and he said, look, and I was like, man, yeah, that sucks. And he said he did make a few little errors, and that's probably let Whiskey get the win, and that's fair enough. But I was just like, where's the death? There's no death. There's no injuries. There's nothing. Give me something, Chaos, and then we got nothing.
You have some rare situations where instead of punching each other to death, the Chaos teams just stroke each other gently. And
do you know what? I was that desperate, and I even took a failed GFI death. That's how desperate I would have been. I don't care how they got injured or how they got killed, long as they died, and we got nothing. Absolutely nada, apart from 3 KOs each. I mean, come on, that's 78 blocks and not 1 injury. I mean, seriously. Diet Coke Chaos, as someone would say.
But then again, this is what you want, right? You want people to get their SPP in and hope their players won't die at least.
No, we don't. No, in Chaos against Chaos, we want death. We don't want bloody farming like you have a go at me over. When I see Chaos v Chaos, I want death. I want carnage. I just want them to kill each other. I don't want... and you said about farming, there's hardly any bloody XP anyway. There was 8 for Whiskey and 7 for Fireside. If I'm Whiskey, I would have been down in a lot of Whiskey after that game. Got the win, but didn't kill now. Didn't get enough XP. I
think that both coaches just gave each other a handshake and we were just happy that nothing got hurt.
That's disgraceful. Don't say that to me. I mean, no, they can't have said that. No, I don't believe that. I think this game was a fix. I don't think they actually played. They just put a result up there. I need to go back and watch this. Oh man, it was... I couldn't believe it. But, hey, 78 blocks and not 1 injury. Hey, not better at all. But I mean, for the rest of the thing is, Firestars have to play the top 2 teams. So maybe he's saving the injury dice for them. Who knows? But yeah, it was a 1-0 for Whiskey. But by the sounds, it was a good fun game. And obviously, like I say, in all honesty, they both came through okay. So, like I say, the result don't really matter apart from probably bragging rights maybe between them two. But yeah. Now then.
Yeah, so it kind of matters a lot.
Yeah. Now then, let's have a sad moment. Sad moment. This is almost as bad as my crisps not being salt and vinegar and it was actually red salted. my favourite name, the Ratskin Cracker Wreckers, lost this week to the Chorfs.
Yeah.
The bloody Chorfs.
I did predict this, right? So like I was like, yeah, this is gonna be such a hard match for the Skaven. And,
Nobody cares when you're right, Rat King. Only when you're wrong. Only because I went for the Rats and the lost. This is how rumours start. But yeah, what happened to the Rats? I like my Rats. And do you see how many blocks? I mean, Chaos, watch this, right? 78 blocks and not one injury. Look at the Chorfs. 27 blocks, 4 KOs, 6 injured, killed a rat. 27 blocks, lads. Even the Rats, right? Even the Rats only did 12 blocks, and even they injured a bloody person. 12 blocks!
Yeah. Well, it's good that they at least injured one, but it looks like...
Well, I'm sure the Rats are half-fiving themselves that they had the team completely mauled, but they got that injury, so all's good. But look at the Chaos, they should be banned. It was bad as my contract killers.
Yeah, but the only important thing I wanted to say about this game is like, it looks like a carnage from a whole carnage thing early on for the Reds, just getting all those injuries in the early turns. And the first thing you have to think as a Red coach then is turn that switch and think like, okay, I'm just gonna conserve the team now. I'm just gonna play relax. I'm just gonna let him walk over me, because this isn't gonna help me in any way if I overcommit to anything. So I think that kind of thing happened. I think he just held back and he just relaxed and just was like, okay, this is it. I'm just gonna try not to get my players heavily injured.
Yeah.
And see it from there. So yeah, I can understand the result being like.
Yeah.
Like 2-0 and yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I mean, obviously you play Rats a lot, and obviously every so often your Rats will just explode like this, and that's basically what happened. It was good. It was good for the Chorfs. I mean, they've had a bit of a rough run of late, and obviously they had a slap from Chuck Norris as well. So it's good that they came back from that. And I think the Chorfs needed that. I'm happy for them that they actually got themselves a win. So let's go to the leaderboard then, and well. They're joint top, aren't they? The Lizard, Blizzard, and Team Fantastic.
So it's very simple. Like one of those two is already kind of qualified because like in the last round, I think I'm not 100% sure with what I'm saying, but are the Chaos and the Skaven playing each other on the last round, or is that another?
It's the North and the Skaven, so it was because they was both in there, wasn't it? I mean both the top two have to play against the Fire Stars. So
Well, they just need a draw and then they're basically qualified.
Well, yeah.
So I'm
all they need is a draw.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just went on and went on for the playoffs. It looks pretty much set here from here on out.
It's gonna need a miracle now for the Rats. Even if the Rats won their next 2 games, I can't see them both not getting a point. They're against lower. They're against lower teams in the division as well. So I think the Rats. I feel sorry for what happened this week, but I just can't see it. I can't see how he's going to do it. But again, they'll just build for next season. But yeah, I think the real talking point now is who will finish top.
I just got to say, even if he played a draw this week, like we said, even if he played a draw this week, and it's almost unreachable anymore for him to get the playoffs. Yeah. I think he did really. He could be really proud of the performance he did this week. So yeah, he did show something at least this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Despite that result.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we got to look at those two coaches, like the Lisbon coach and the Chaos coach here, and expect them for the playoffs.
Yeah. That's what I say. They can't let down yet. They both will want to finish top, because obviously it should get them an easy draw allegedly. Right, let's have a look at the teams then. Let's see if any of the teams have gone up in the world. We'll start with here we go. Ratskin Cracker Wreckers, who had a nightmare. Let's see how bad their team is now.
Redskin Quackerackers. Let me take a look if anything happened for them.
Well, Rock Bottom hit Rock Bottom. He's out.
Yeah, there's a lot that happened actually. Rock Bottom got a level up, but he also got a smash knee.
Oh god. Yeah.
And Sly Venom has a damage back as well. So like he has 2 players with a niggle now.
He might have. Which one was that second one? Sorry. What do they call the second one?
Sliad Venom or Sliad Venom.
I think he
number 12.
He sacked him. He's not there
He sacked
anymore.
him. Yeah, I'm still in the whole teams list. I can't find.
Rock Bottom's number 12 now, but he's missing this next game, so he must have got rid of him. So, but Cheese It's still there. Good old Cheese It. As long as he's still alive, that's all what matters to me. And the Rare 2's there as well, so he's not so bad. Heart Attack's still alive. After seeing what I saw, obviously on them statistics, I was fearing the worst, and I was like, please, Cheese It better not, met a sticky end, and he's still alive. So.
Yeah, and the whole thing with the niggle on the dirty player now is kind of okay as well. I think I wouldn't be surprised if he just keeps that and fall away and just get a send off from him. And
if you take something good with you, all's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Any level ups apart from that one?
No.
So
Nothing.
not much there. So yeah, again, like I said, he's got some nicely developed pieces there, and hopefully, next season, obviously, they'll get him further up the table. Hopefully, right. Next team, it's the Chorfs who had their way with the Wreckers. They must be feeling very good for themselves. Any level ups?
Those stick with yours, right? Let me take a look. Number 3.
I've got that down as Tolinas, the Strength 4 Chorf.
Yeah, totally. That guy.
So you got Mighty Blow, so that's always good. Just needs Claw to round it off now. Anyone else?
No, nothing apart from that, really.
And lost nobody, no?
No, not that I'm aware of, at least.
Yeah, like I say, it's a real nice team, this. I think, personally, he should just, give me number 5 just for the fun of it. Or, hell, you know what, I'd even take number 4 off him, because I'm poor and all that. I've got no Claw on my team. Maybe we should find a way of bribing him. Maybe with them ready solid crisps. We'll try and bribe with them. Yeah, so again, I mean, it's still interesting what he does with his ball centre, what was out this week. It's movement 5. I'd sack it. If I remember memory serves correctly, he gets a bye this week because I think he would have played them bloody Orcs. So he'll get nice cash there. So I would really be saying either saving money until the end of the season and then buy a ball centre. What might be more smart because you don't want to buy another one then so you get injured.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would do. But,
maybe at the start of next season, yeah. I kind of.
I'd still probably sack Avenger though, because I don't want him hogging an ASP. But it's a really nice team, and this is only going to get stronger. And obviously, he's got Bubble, the Agility 4 Hobgoblin with Dodge. I'd be trying to get another level on that to get Blodge pretty quickly. That's a nice piece, and obviously he's got his Strength 4 piece. So like I say, he's got a lot of nice pieces here, and I think we'll see a big improvement next season on him, and I think he'll be up there, at least mid-table.
It's looking pretty fine. Just gotta wait for next season.
Yeah, right then, let's get to the Fire Stars. Are we allowed to call them Chaos after last week? I don't really know, but we will. I'll let them off this week.
They had a very dull game this week.
Very dull game. Did I tell you they didn't injure anyone? Have I mentioned that yet? 50 odd bloody blocks. Yeah.
So it's not really a surprise that nothing leveled up there.
So nothing leveled up. He had no injuries because the other chaos team could injure nothing. So they are as they are, but all joking aside, they're still a nice team. I mean, he's got the strength 6 case warrior, strength 5. It's a nice team. It's only going to get better, and I certainly wouldn't want to play this team. And he's only 2 points off Rosano getting a level up now. Just 2 points needed. And then
which is pretty nice.
Yeah, so if you can get that next game, all's good in the world. So well done to Drace, and he seemed. I mean, I spoke to him on Discord. He seemed to see the funny side of it and all that. So as long as he's happy, that's all what matters. Oh God, now we've got to go to the next one, the Whiskey Galores, and they only get off with it a little bit more because they threw less blocks. But again, I presume they didn't do much either. Did they get any level ups?
Nah, nothing.
No, and obviously the other case didn't injure anybody, so we are as we are. Snowball 4 is the guy who obviously he is the main man. Brilliant piece, isn't he? Strength 4 beastman with agility 4, 2 heads, show hands and block. Just needs dodge now, doesn't he? And he's laughing.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while because he needs 90 SPP. But
Yeah.
like if he gets there and if he gets touched, it will be so good.
It will be glorious. It will be beautiful. So yes, not much we can say about them. Now then, Mad Commando. How did he come through? Quite well, didn't he? He was on who's injuring Jimmy's team. It wasn't the other way around. Any level ups for the Mad Commando?
Let's see. Gotta check.
His team's looking nice and healthy.
Yeah, that's one sure thing at least. Number 14. Novice number 24.
Ooh.
Got a level up.
And he got
So
dirty player. Yes.
He got a dirty player.
To be fair, I think the way when I was playing Nurgle, they always seem to die raw. So you might as well just give them DP. And then at least they might live a bit longer because they get sent off most of the time. So, you know, the amount of rotters I go through is crazy.
You have to think about like he's not having any apothecary as well, and he doesn't have regeneration on the rotter. So having a second TP is always nice on the Nurgle team.
Yeah. I totally like it. I ain't got a problem with that at all. But again, nice team. Again, nice pieces. Again, he's got a nice ball handler there as well. So, and he's got a killer. Like I said, when we've looked at these teams before, a lot of these teams are really nice. And you know, I would bite their hands off to get one of these teams. They're really, really nice. And again,
maybe in a few seasons, Bernie. Who knows?
You see my chuffs. They're as bad as them 2 Chaos teams. I could throw 200 blocks and went injure now. They can foul things to death and push things out and serve them to death, but we can't kill anything. We never do.
Well, maybe
next season. Maybe next season when or
in 10 seasons. You know, you never know.
You never
maybe
know.
You have to. Maybe you just have to score a little bit more. Just go Skaven style and just go 5-0.
I should have done. I'd have done more damage. I'd have done more damage for the Gomrats. So Tall Dwarfs Nervy. Sadly, they lost the Yeti, but they've got another one back. Wow. Do you ever got pronouncing that?
Which one?
Oh, you what? Have it on your screen. Well, yeah, the Yeti. Have you got the screen up?
Let me take. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna try, mate.
You mean you're not gonna try? I'm gonna have a try. I don't know what they're thinking. Diver Bola.
Yeah.
Diver Bola.
Diver Bola.
Diver Bola.
Yeah. Something like that.
Oh well, I'll give you an easy one then. You pronounce number 2 then.
Diver Bola.
Number 2, Vigfus Fryer or something. What's the names of these? Vigfus Fryer or something? I don't bloody. Why can't they just all be called Scorn the Stalker? That's a lot easier.
This is why they implemented Norse into this game, you know, just to make us feel horrible and twist our tongue on players' names.
Vigfus Fryer. That's not so bad. Comakadora or some Comakdora. I don't know, bloody hell, these names. Maybe that's why he's kept the Ulfona with Strength 3, because it's easy to say Scorn the Stalker. A lot easier, isn't it? But crikey, name your players, man, just for the love of God.
I don't mind. I don't name my Skaven either.
Well,
so
your rats deserve to die then. I mean, you could have called you Yeti Bob or something. You know, a nice easy name. Well, I won't murder. But yeah. So at least he's been able to get a Yeti, so that's good. So at least he's been able to replace that. He's a bit poor now, but hey, you know.
I'm quite happy to see that he could replace that player. You know, he could replace that player and at least keep his team in a stable position.
Yeah. I mean, it's too bizarre because it's still going from strength to strength. They're looking good. Have we got any level ups this week?
Nothing that I saw.
Nothing.
So he got a. I only know that he got a dead Yeti and a dead lamb. He didn't get anything out of it.
A dead lamb, and yeah, I was gonna say, what was the second kill? It was a lamb, was it? Okay, fair enough. But again, you know, it's. I feel gutted for him, poor man, losing his Yeti like that. It's a terrible thing. I mean, I am still getting triggered by Scorn the Stalker, a Strength 3 Ultra Werner. I don't know what debt he's got on Dead Man. He's obviously got some sort of photo stashed away of something, hasn't he? Or
the only thing I can think of, like I said, is when he gets more guard. I think he's gonna sack him eventually. But that's the only thing I can think of that would make it a little bit viable.
You need to tell me, Dead Man, has he got some debt? We know people who can make that problem go away. Let us know. because he should not be there. Anyway, next team. What are we on now? Oh, hey up. Thenlo probably hates us both after talking about his team. The Khemri. Please tell me the Khemri got some level ups.
Nope, nothing
I
at
tell you,
all.
well, Bone Splitter, for my Bone Splitter, he's one off now. He's one off getting into the level. He had an amazing game. He took them Saurus apart. You know, he really did rip them apart.
Yeah. I think Fernlo is just looking forward to his next game to get that SPP and then level him and get something like tackle or something.
Yeah. And
Which
obviously,
would really help him.
He still goes 2 throw ras. Them Tomb Guardians just need a bit of development, don't they? I mean, the good thing is he's got a lot of cash. He's got 140k, so he can get some more cash put away and then look at the transfer market and try and get himself a really nicely well-developed Tomb Guardian or another Blitzrat killer.
But it's not like a terrible spot he's in, because one of the Tomb Guardians, the unleveled Tomb Guardian, is about to level up as well, and then they all have one level up and they all have one at least guard or mighty blow.
If there's a Tomb Guardian in the market and he's got 2-3 things like, I don't know, block guard, mighty blow, something like that, and you can afford him and he's there, surely you would sack one of your guys like number 3 to bring him in, because that's a game changer.
Yeah. With his deep bank, I would definitely think about it at least. But they still have 2 more rounds to go. Right?
Yeah. So
I think it's 2 more rounds, right?
It is, yes, 2 more rounds.
Yeah. So they still need to play 2 more rounds, and he might get some injured players that he have to replace again, and then it looks very different, you know.
Well, aren't you the bundle of joy?
Well,
save your money, because you might have people that die.
Well,
your regen's not going to work, so don't even bank on that.
That's the first thing you learn as a Skaven coach. Just save up your money.
I know, but he's probably thinking, I want some positivity from the Rat King. He doesn't want to be save your money, mate, because you're going to freaking have people die on you, and you ain't going to get that lovely Tomb Guardian Bernie's just said about in the transfer market, because your players are going to die. They're all going to die, and they're going to get decay. They're going to decay, and they're all going to go into dust, like they do in the freaking Avengers movie, and they're not coming back. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to get a lot of lovely hate mail this week. Thanks for that, Rat King. But yeah, if some of them do survive, try and save your cash and get yourself a good Tomb Guardian.
We can only really talk about it when the season is over. I think that's the only fair moment when we can say, okay, we got to look at the transfer market, and he might be able to get a good Tomb Guardian.
You got to think forward planning. That's what you got to think. Think positive. Right, next team. What we got now? We're on to the second page. Oh, the Badland Fairies. I love this name. Look at that lovely pink uniform.
Yeah, he got a level up. He got number 6, Jiminy Cricket.
And he got Stamp Arm, lovely. So Strength 5, Stamp Arm. Oh, God, beautiful. I'm going to say this now. If you roll a double, everyone will tell you to go for dodge. Don't go dodge, go diving tackle. Yeah, diving tackle. Trust me. You'll love it, because you park it, you crash the cage, you park it next to their ball carrier, so he either has to hand the ball off, that means a proper ball carrier doesn't have the ball, or he dodges with a -2. Trust me, it works. And if he tries to push you away, you're strength 5, you've got guard, you'll have mates next to each other with guard to protect him, he ain't moving, you get the job done, and then you win yourself one of these lovely Rebbl trophies, and then you can thank us all for it afterwards.
I'm actually not disagreeing with you. It's
what?
Something you can do. Yeah, it's definitely something you can do, and also with the grab being there, the grab Black Orc being there, he could just grab that player and just put it on the diving tackle guy. So it works in that way, and this is the fun thing with Black Orcs. You can after they got blocked, you can just build them up in multiple ways and just get them to work together as a unit,
Yeah.
So that's a thing he can do, and he can also take the option with dodge. It's also a possibility. He has multiple options laying for him.
Multiple, but we both agree diving tackle's the way to go. Yeah. Just you lot can't see, but he's nodding to me. He's nodding in agreement. Is the Rat King? Yeah, you just have to take my word for it. He's nodding. Hansel, he's so hot right now. He got slapped this week, but he's alive and kicking for this week, so I'm good to see that. But again, this is one of my favorite teams. if I could take this team, I would gladly take it because I would have so much fun with it. And
just because 2 of the players are named Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
No, I just love the team. I mean, the only negative I've got is Frog Prince better get his act together, or we'll be giving him to. We're going to be eating his frog legs because he's been on 4 for ages. He needs an extra 2 points so he can get guard because we need more guard. We only have 9. We want more. We want every player on the team to have guard. Even the thrower can have guard. The thrower has got guard, so everyone's got to have guard. That should be it. So you can turn around to Jim and say, "You've got a team of strength 4. So what? All my team's got guard." Yeah, take that. Yeah. But yeah,
Definitely
great team. I love this team. Every time I see this team, I feel like, is there any way we could pinch the team? Just take it off him and I can have it. I want it, but I don't think. I think we'd get in trouble for that, won't we? So, all right, we'll just
and give him your choice team.
Yeah, you love my chop team. It's great. You throw about 200 blocks and you probably maybe injure one if you're lucky. You love them. They're great. Fantastic. Yeah. So anyway, great team. And here we go, Hermana Rick. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but that's all you're getting. And the Lizard Blizzard, another good name team. Got the win again. Oh, but look at this. That Blitz Rad did a serious number on him because he MNG'd the Lizard. I think it was BAM 1, and he got what do we call it? He used the apple on him, but then he injured another BAM 1. So the two named the same. Go figure. And he also injured Crispy Arv, so he MNG both of them as well. So he had a freaking great game. So he's going to be down 2 lizards. 2 Saurus, I should say.
Yeah, it's going to make the next game a bit harder, I think. So it's going to be interesting to see how he's going to keep his king safe with only 4 Sauruses.
And he's only got 10 players as well, so he will get a loner, so he'll be 1580.
But that will be a skink, right? Like the loner will be a skink.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens, won't it? But we'll see. I mean, like I say, he's played very well. Oh yeah, and he's unskilled Saurus dad as well. Oh, he got -1 strength, something like that. So he's got a new Saurus as well. So he's been blooded in this week as well. So it was an absolute car crash. He got the win though, but his team took a beating. Any level ups?
No, I didn't notice any level ups on his team. So it was a 1-0 win, but it was a bit of a tough victory for him. And
came at cost, didn't it?
Yeah. It's one of those. How do you call it? Pyrrhic victories or Pyrrhic victories, like where you
bittersweet
win
victories?
the game, but you get a lot of damage as well.
I don't know.
Yeah, it could be like that.
I don't know. I don't really know. We won. That's all we'd say. We won.
Yeah, that's true.
Players can be replaced, but wins cannot. I think there's no rules. You said that.
At the end, the result matters, and he's really close to playoffs now. So
a draw
he'll
will
be
get
happy
it done.
about that.
A draw will get it done. Right then, the victims of the sun, Cybernite, my guy. I love this guy, and he's causing all sorts of carnage. And any level ups for them because they did give their opponents a bit of a beating.
Number 4 got a level up for Sir Heathbringer, that guy.
That's the fella. Are we going for Frenzy? Frenzy, interesting choice.
Yeah, that is kind of an interesting choice.
It sort of makes sense though, because Cybernite is such a great positioner of pieces. It doesn't surprise me. He will probably manipulate it. So
it's kind of something I do expect from him because he's like his team is all edgy 3 and he plays a lot with edgy 3 teams. So Frenzy is something that can just push anything away and just make a gap for the players that need to push through.
Keep talking. I've got someone at my door. I'm going to have to answer my door. This is great. Live as it is. Someone's on my door. I hope these are my crisp. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. So I do expect him to do well with that player, and with Frenzy, it's gonna give him a little bit extra. It's gonna make sure that he can score a bit more. He can positionalize a little bit better. I think it's a good choice in general. That's all I can say about it. Really, I just have to wait for Bernie now for him to come back to get to the next few teams. But the team is looking good generally. Looking forward for him to perform well next season. This is really unprofessional, Bernie. This is really unprofessional.
Tell you what, it wasn't my bloody crisps. Tell you, disgraceful.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I was just saying the whole silence in the middle. It was a little bit unprofessional.
Hey, I've told you I'm not professional. I'm not. I mean, I could have gone with the headset and you could have had a wonderful conversation with somebody.
Well, that would have been fun, and we would have had a first
do you know
guest.
what? I probably should have done that. Now come to think of it.
Yeah, probably. He could have looked at Cybernight's team and think about the fancy pick he did. But I told the guys here that that the team is looking good and it's looking good for the next season.
Yes, absolutely. And I still say he will go undefeated for the next 2 weeks.
I think until the end of the season is looking it's looking good for him to win the games.
I think the only team what could beat this team at the moment is Chuck Norris. I think he could probably take these on by himself. Apart from that,
is he still playing them?
No, he's already played them. I don't know what he did, but it doesn't really matter if he won, lost, or drew last time because obviously he was lumbered with all them bloody other players, wasn't he? Well, if you know what slowed him down. So I'm sure if he played him now, he'd be pretty confident getting the win. But yeah, I mean, like I say, Sam Knight really, really good. Now we come to Team Fantastic, aka Jimmy Fantastic.
Yeah, instead of writing down nothing, I wrote down, does he need any more level ups? ?
You always need level ups. You always need level ups. I mean, like I say, the only concern is, you know, they didn't do any damage this week. They've got to get back on that horse. I mean, I'm sure he was being very disgusted with his team's performance. They got the win. That's all that matters. But come on, I bet he was saying, "Come on, give me some death." We know Jimmy likes to kill stuff.
Nah, he's approaching the all the games now like they're it's a halfling team. I'll explain it to you. Like if he doesn't get any players of his injured, if no one dies and it's all good, then he's happy about it. He's gonna be totally glad about keeping his players alive and keeping the team healthy, and that's all that matters for him. Like he just wants the result, and he wants his team to be healthy for the next game. And if he does any damage, it's nice. If he does any injuries to get SPP or that kind of thing, but that's not the main thing he's thinking about now.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a real nice team, isn't it? I mean, what can you think of any sort of team he would struggle against in the playoffs? Do you think Wood Elves would give him a bit of problem, or? I mean, what would Jimmy not want to play in the playoffs? So what sort of would it be rats? Because obviously he could kill as many rats as he wants, but they could still not, could still beat him, or is it not, I don't know.
Could you see him facing halflings and then the halflings having like over 1,000 gold of inducements, just ready to throw at him with a wizard and then more Cantoric and then all the other shit?
It would be as close to a legal snuff movie you could have if you play against halflings. That's about as close as you're gonna get someone without being illegal. I don't know. I mean, it's a good team, and the scary thing is, and I've said this before, is a lot of these Strength 4 pieces are very, very young pups. They've got a lot of development to go. A lot of these have got 3-4 skills to get. So this team's only going to get worse to face. Like I say, I mean, you're pretty confident these could go quite well in the playoffs, because I think they'll make it. I mean, I can't see him blowing this.
Without seeing any other team from the other divisions, I'm pretty confident he will.
I would like this team down the line in the playoffs to run into Bleeding Hippie's Troughs or Sage's Chaos. Because I don't know if Sage's Chaos is in the bloody playoffs, but I'm sure Bleeding Hippie is. He's amazing. But that would be a great car crash. And I'll tell you what, if we had the same shit we had with the other 2K's fucking teams this week, I will cry profusely into my Ready Solid Crisp or supposed to be salt and vinegar. Because, I mean, that would just be amazing. Just two juggernauts. Jimmy versus Bleeding Hippie, or Jimmy versus Sage.
Yeah.
Titans collide, splat, everyone dies, and we're all happy. And obviously, obviously Jimmy would win because he's obviously Gman Division 4, and that's the best division in the world, in Rebbl, obviously. So I can't wait, because I'll be cheering on. I'll have my Jimmy flag in one hand and my bloody Hermina Reykjavik Tim in the other hand, and we'll be cheering them on. And hopefully one of them will take home the bacon.
Yeah, we'll be watching and sitting there eating crisps, and well, maybe you will be still be part of the playoffs as well, of course. So I'm pretty sure to grab the chips and just take a look at the playoffs games.
Yeah, I've got in my play-ins. Obviously, my first season, my choice squad don't hurt anything, and they don't get any skills either. They don't even want skills. They actually go up against Skaven. If they beat the Skaven, they could go against Chaos, and then they get into the real playoffs, and they'd be against this really nasty Chaos kill team. So I'm like, oh, wonderful! I think I'll take it down first round. Thank you. But I just can't wait for the. I mean, like I said, this is our first season, isn't it? In Rebbl, and I think it's amazing what Full Metal and the whole team have done. It's so professionally done, and everyone just has a good laugh. There's no trolling as well, what I think is brilliant, because we see a lot of toxic in various chats, and you don't get to see that in Rebbl. What's amazing, everyone seems to get along, everyone has a laugh, and it's just the way Blood Bowl should be. And everyone needs to take a lot of credit and a pat on the back for behaving like proper Blood Bowl coaches.
It's a great community, and also with a lot of quality coaches. So I'm totally enjoying it. Definitely,
totally amazing coaches. It's hard to think who's the second best Rebbl coach after you. It's so hard to think. Obviously you're the king. All rats must die. Well, 8 deaths, 7 retired. It's mounting up apparently. Any carnage to report? I mean, we did see the game, but
gotta check my. I'm
trying to think myself.
My notebook here.
I think they got away pretty okay, didn't they?
Yeah. No level ups though. I think he really wants to level his lower level Storm Vermin there.
Yeah.
Number 1.
Yeah.
If he gets that, then he gets Claude, and he's gonna be quite happy.
That'd be beautiful, wouldn't it? Beautiful.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, like I said, we both saw him this week. I thought he played really, really well. The dice just said no, but he still battled, and that's a really good sign of a good coach. And it's going to be interesting because obviously we've recapped this division, and even if we don't have these players in our next division, I'll still be keeping an eye on them. Because I think we've got a bond there now, and we're like, oh, we want them to do well.
Definitely, and that's with any coach in the division, by the way. If they're there and we talk about them, we do keep an eye on them, and we grow a bit of heart for them. Like I said, even despite I thought one game was really good and the other game wasn't that good in my opinion. I do like the coaches, and I do like how they're performing in general.
We just call that we see it. I mean, we made the same mistakes. I mean, like I said, I could go through freaking tons of footage where I make mistakes. So we're not trying to say we don't make them. We're just pointing out what we thought was key pieces. And usually the key pieces is when someone's done something wrong or not done, made a mistake, and that's just the way it is. But we love
to be fair, like if he made the 3+ pickup, we wouldn't have talked about it that much probably.
We wouldn't have done it. You'd have picked up and that would have been it. Or if they're having tackle of the week, it's not. Sorry, if the break tackle of the week, you wouldn't have said that. And that's the beauty of that's just sport in general, though, not just games. When in sport, if someone does a crazy play and it works, it's a great play. If it doesn't, they'll say, "Oh my God, what a terrible play." That's just the way it is. It's a fine line between greatness and not so great. But again, this team, I was really impressed. Every time I've seen him play, because I watch him every so often, and I've liked everything I've seen from him so far. And like I said, last game, really impressive. The dice were against him for most of the game, and he's still got a draw, and he needs to take a lot of credit for that.
Like I said during the match replay, like the week before that, I felt he came up a bit short with the committing, and then had to overcommit later. This week, he just really impressed me. Like I felt he was playing the Reds really well, and I doubt I would have done any better.
There you go. Big praise from the Rat King himself. Right, we come to the final part of the show. We've only been on for about 5 hours, and we'll probably be in trouble with Rebbl again, but hey. Let's go to who we think will win this week. All Rats Must Die against Imperishable 4. I back the Rats every week, and I'm going to keep backing you until you bloody win me a game. So I'm going to go with the Rats will win 2-0.
Yeah, it's always a tough game for the Camry because like if they fail something like a pickup, they do have the agility 3 players, mind you. So that's going to be a bit harder to fail now.
Yeah.
It just really depends on what happens. I think the Camry have some chances, but if Saitalan plays as he did this week, I think we will see Escape and win.
I can't see him getting the same bad dice. It would be devastating if he got it. I mean, I want to know basically if Saitalan threw a mouse or a keyboard through the window or something like that after that game, because I know there's a lot of coaches would have done. But yeah, I think the Rats will take that 2-0. Tall Dwarfs with no AV versus Badlands Fairies. Badland Fairies will steamroll this week. They'll snap them in half, rip them in two, all that guards. Yeah, I can't see anything but an Orc win this week, and more pain and death, as you've already predicted, for many teams already. I think the North lose some more players this week.
You're making it very hard for me to be a rebel and go for the North. I kind of agree with you on the situation. I think the Badlands Fairies will definitely look good versus this team. But who knows? Maybe we'll see some miracle armor breaks and maybe armor 7 will last. So
it's Orcs.
Who knows? But like,
we love Orcs. I love Orcs. I'm biased towards Orcs, so I'm going to go with Orcs regardless.
I would say the Badlands Fairies would win this as well.
So we both go for the Fairies, so we know the Norse will win now. The Mad Commando, they had a bit of a tussle with Jimmy's team last week, and they now take on the Lizard Blizzard, who obviously got 2 Lizards MNG, and they go up against the Lovely Claw team. Can the Commandos shock the Lizards? What do you think?
I'm really hoping for a draw for Gemeenrik here. Really hoping for it. Because that's all he needs, basically.
Hoping doesn't cut the mustard, though. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be a draw? Do you think?
If I'm going to be really fair about it, like, I think Mad Commando will win this one. Because, like, it's going to be really tough versus that team to just defend all the skins with 4 Sauruses. And they're up against something like Nurgle, and Nurgle has the Beast of Nurgle that can just tie down skins as well.
And his 10 presence as well, what will mess about with any handoff or anything, if positioned right.
Yeah, it's gonna look really nasty. So I'm not surprised if Mad Commando would get the victory in this one, even though Gemeenrik is actually performing really well this season and getting a lot of wins in. It's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah, and scarily, I'm going to agree with you for the third game on a trot. This is game worrying. I'm going to go with Mad Commando as well. I just think the Lizards, they're hurt. They're really hurt. They're only going to have 11, probably only going to move. I think Mad Commando, they got really crazy TV now, so he might be able to maybe bring in that other Slibley.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm just having a quick look. So it's 1520 versus, well, it'd be 1580 versus 2010. So technically, if he puts a little bit towards it, he'll be able to get Slibley if he wants to. So that would help a bit, but I'm still going to go with the Nurgle to get it done, especially if the claw kicks in like it did against Jimmy. So we will see. Actually, I must have dreamt this. Chuck Norris versus Victims of the Sun. Oh my days. Don't I look like the plonker now? Because I said Victims of the Sun would go undefeated, but then I said earlier on in the show, I said, Chuck Norris would do them, no problem.
And then I asked you, like, did they already play each other?
Oh, like, yeah, of course they have. Yeah, of course they have. Oh, crap. Oh, damn. Skip to commercial. Who wins this game? I'll go to you first. I need my lawyer. Where's my lawyer? He's gonna have to tell me what to say here.
You're gonna rebel me on this one, but Cyber Knight is gonna win this one.
Fucking disgraceful. How can you go against Chuck Norris? Crap. What do I go for?
Well, if anyone can defy the odds, it's Cyber Knight.
Yeah.
So that's the way I'm thinking about it, and
I've said every show that Cyber Knight will not lose to nobody unless he came against Chuck Norris.
It's exactly, and it's a full team of loners, and that's not the worst part. It's also a full team of loners against an army of block and wrestle that they have to take care of, and it's not going to be easy.
I don't know what to say. I'm going to let the dice. I've got my red dice here. We're going to go with the dice. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say the Chuck Norris will win on a 4, 5, 6. It's obviously obviously the Brett. Let's have a look.
And
oh, did you hear that? Let's see. It's gone under.
but you also have to draw. They can also draw. So 1-2.
Oh no, we're not going for any of that. We're not going for any of that. How would you want it? I know the dice roll. So 1-2, it'll be Chuck Norris.
Yeah, 3-4 would be a draw.
Yep.
5-6 would be Cyber Knight.
Yeah, well, I rolled the dice, as obviously I'm sure someone would have heard it, and it was a roll of a 1. So Chuck Norris gets it done, snaps a few Bretonnians in half, and gets another win. So Chuck Norris wins that one. See, if in doubt, roll a dice. That's what I say. Fire Stars against Team Fantastic. Well, neither of these teams injured anything last game. Can we see any injuries this game? I hope so. Who wins it?
Yeah. Yeah, like if you look at all the Chaos teams and we compare them, I think compared to the other teams, Jimmy's team is definitely the best one.
Mm-hmm.
So purely looking at teams, I would say Team Fantastic would win this one.
Yeah.
It just depends on armor rolls, really.
I think the only concern for Jimmy is, like you said earlier about the halflings thingy, is like he'll want to try and win the game, but obviously not lose any pieces. And these 5 stars, the Drew Blank or the Fighter Blank this week. Will the Fire Blank 2 weeks in a row? Probably not, and that'll be Jimmy's concern. He'll want to win without losing any big players, because if he lost a player or played that or anything like that, a good player, that could really not be very good. Could throw a spanner. Could throw a spanner in the works.
I did say it like last week. With that kind of high TV, there's also a huge risk of losing a player.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, he's just hoping to keep it all safe.
Yeah, and the Chorfs, they get a week off, so they'll win 2 on a trot. So yes, finishing it off in the right way. And
they can just eat some of your salty crisps and watch the other teams murder each other.
Yes, they can. They can certainly have those crisps. Ratskin Cracker Wreckers against Whiskey Galore. He must have been down in his whiskey again this week. Didn't injure a thing. Can he get it done this week? Can he, have some rat ribs or something like that?
I kind of want to give the win to the Redskin Cracker Wreckers, and it's because like the game they had this week was a total carnage.
Mm-hmm.
So like I kind of want him to get this game. If it happens again, it's gonna feel quite horrible as a Skaven coach. So I hope he gets it. And versus a Chaos team, there's also just good odds to actually get a win. So I'm just gonna go for him in this.
And again, the thing is as well is obviously the Whiskey Galore. Although they didn't throw like as much blocks as Fire Stars, they only threw 28 blocks. They didn't do any injuries as well. So you'd like to think they would get it done this week as well. I thought this one was a really close game. And this is the only game I had down as a draw. I don't know why. I really wanted to go for the Rats, because I thought, like you, surely 2 weeks on a trot. But then I thought, well, Whiskey, I was really impressed that he got the win, and with only when even the dice seemed not to go his way, and I was impressed the way he did. So I thought, I'm going to go with a draw because I can't go against the Ratskin Cracker Wreckers, but I think Whiskey's good enough to get a draw. So I've got this down as maybe a 1-1, and hopefully the Chaos will kill something. As long as it's not one of my favourite go runners.
Not cheese it?
Or... No, I tell you what, we're going to be in trouble if he kills. If he couldn't injure out last week and then he kills Cheese It, I'm going to be most disappointed with him. I'll tell you that now. I might not even talk to him for a good couple of hours or so. That's how much I'll be upset.
You're gonna have to go to the supermarket again and get those extra salty chips again.
I tell you what, if he kills Cheese It, I'll be sending him some sort of an crisps, but they'll be really, really salted so he can feel my pain. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how long we've been doing this video for. We're gonna get shot. I mean, last week at least was 40 seconds shorter.
Oh my god!
I'm just
looking at the time.
How long are we guessing here? I think we could be clocking on an hour and 45, 2 hours, maybe.
Possibly.
Oh, we haven't, have we?
But this is the thing. We're just 2 horrible addicts on this game. So
can we not
can't help ourselves?
Can we just not blame Division 4 for being so cool and interesting people with great teams? We could. To be fair, they have got the best teams, and we do have the best coaches. and everything, so we have to give them extra time. And we do have the biggest celebrity in Chuck Norris. We also have the Jimmy Fantastic. So, we sort of, like, we have to give them this time, haven't we, really?
Yeah, they do deserve the time. And
I mean, it's really good job that we're professionals, because I think anybody else who would have took this division on would have probably need at least 4 or 5 hours, to be fair. So I think we should basically give ourselves a pat on the back for being so professional and getting the time quite short.
Yeah, but the others do it in 30 minutes, so then they must be gods probably.
Yeah, but
we're professionals. They're gods.
No, they don't have great coaches and great teams like us, do they? We've got the best. That's why it takes so long.
I suppose that's true.
We got bloody Jimmy Fantastic. Him alone deserves his own segment in the show. And then Chuck Norris, and then, we got 2 Chaos teams who are so great they can beat each other up and not kill each other.
And we got people like Gman Rick that makes you have to talk about him for half an hour because of his name.
I can't pronounce his name. Exactly. And then we got the Norse with weird names. And then we've got cool names like Ratskin Crackerwreckers. We got the Commandos, the Mad Commandos. And then we've got the Norse pretending to be tall dwarfs when they're not dwarfs, so it confuses us, so it takes us a while to decide they're not actually dwarfs, they're actually Norse, but they are tall. So, and then we got a rats coach who's a rat, but he says all rats must die. And then we've got the Imperishable Four, what sounds like the Incredible Four, but we would have thought there was Khemri, but then you think there might be Khemri because there's 4 Tomb Guardians.
Bernie, if I didn't know you.
And then we've got the Battleland Fairies, what sound like a lot of bloody Poncy Wood Elves, and the bloody Orcs in pink and black armour. Of course we need 2 hours.
If I didn't know you any better, I would say you were trying to make it 3 hours right now.
Yeah, but I'm trying to explain to us why we take this long. It's just that, if Full Metal actually, watches 3 of this and all the rest of them, we'll be sort of defending ourselves. We're defending ourselves. Yeah.
Full Metal is totally gonna sack us after this season. I'm pretty sure about it. Like, he's gonna be like, these assholes are making like 1.5 hour recaps. This is horrible. We have to sack these guys.
yeah, we're making the rest look bad. That's the way we'll look at it. Yeah. So, I mean, if there's ever one of these awards to do for the announcers what took the most shite, we'll win it. We'll and you know what? I'm happy with that. As long as we win a trophy, that's all what matters. We'll take that. Anyway.
As long as we're having fun, that's all that matters.
We are. They're all probably asleep. We're probably just talking to each other. I mean, I've even had people knocking on the door now. I was like, come mate, don't you think you're taking so long here or what? I thought it was the acid delivery more crisp, but obviously not. But yeah, we're done. Again, best luck to everybody this week. Hopefully you'll all do really well. All joking aside, hope all your teams come back alive and healthy. And best luck to everybody.
We'll try to look at some more games next week. And,
let us know what you think, because obviously the only obviously we had a look at one of the games, but we try not to be too negative because the week before was very positive. But the problem is a lot of the key players, there has to be some sort of negativity in there. It's like in football, isn't it? When there's goals, it's either a defense lapse or something like that.
The most important thing is that we just call it like it is. And
we do.
If it's a really good week, I'll share it with you guys as well.
Yes.
Like, it's been a great week and everyone played perfectly. I will definitely say that. And if I see some things that are like, a bit weird in some kind of sense, I will point that out as well. It's if we just stay fair about it, that's the most important thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So there you go. As Jimmy would say, stay fantastic, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.
Good night, everyone.